Okay, 2025 Unbound 200 and Unbound XL. Let's talk about your race first, Levi.
Irish. Okay. That's Levi McCoid. I did the 200. The goal was if I had a good day, it was going to be 17 miles an hour. And if I had a bad day, it was going to be 14 miles an hour. Um, got into town. The town, was as normal. There's like a buzz around Unbound, just a tremendous buzz about uh, the race, the culture. It's just a great, awesome thing.
Dude, it's
Um,
so awesome when you get there. The expo was cool.
Expo is totally awesome. And the people working the expo, they know the product. They're
Yeah,
talking about their product at a high level, stuff you can nerd out, dork out about. I really loved it. The pros, holy cow. I mean, I saw Lachlan when I came out of the coffee shop and he was totally cool. Like gave me a hug, took a picture with my wife, just a totally cool guy.
that's
uh
awesome.
Alec Vermillion, he let my kids hold his dog and took a picture with him. He talked with the girls. My daughter, she won the second place in the crit team. So she was talking to Alexi about that. So that it was just a cool, it's just a cool thing they got going there. It really is. The
Yeah.
citizens felt like they were on a race. There was people in their front yards with their friends, maybe cracking a couple cold ones, but passing out waters, things like that. It was just a cool environment altogether. Um, the back to the vendor stuff, that I think it's Wear Tools. The guy was just awesome at explaining all the product there. The cycle shops there were awesome. I mean, just
Yeah.
everything was cool. I have nothing. There's no things to say about it for you. It's only good things. It's so crazy, the environment, everything. Sorry, I just went on a tangent there.
No, you're good.
Um,
Speaking of that though, I feel like sometimes Lifetime people give it a bad rap but I think part of it's because you can't not everybody can get into the race. It's hard to get in, and I think if people get denied, they get kind of pissed off at Lifetime. Like I have friends that are like, "Oh, I'm not doing
yes,
Lifetime events." I'm like, "Well, I don't know."
it's from my experience, Lifetime has done a great job. Um, the Rad was a little underproduced, but it was
Yeah.
still a great time. It was still a great time. I think the pros are carrying they're shouldering a lot of the weight for Lifetime. They're out there, they're doing the meet and greets, they're building their brands, and Lifetime is benefiting from that as well. And I feel like that is part of the vibe, right? You're out there with the pro. It's just a cool, I don't know, mix of things going on right now in the gravel world. The level of professionalism aligned with the level of the spirit of gravel. It's all kind of mixing in there,
Yeah.
you know.
I completely
Um,
agree.
and then
And you know what?
like I said,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you're good.
I was just gonna say it reminded me of that. Like, what's really cool about Unbound is they have the shorter distances, and I swear they cater to like the beginner or like just beginning of gravel rider, like racer. Like, do they have a
Yeah,
50? I know they have 100, but I think they have a
I
50
think
too.
yeah, they may as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that for the sport. I like
yeah,
that because these younger kids are able to get out there and wife, and it builds not only the brand what they're
hmm,
doing, but it builds uh a
like a community.
growth and
Yeah, a growth. Yeah,
awareness in the community, you know what I mean?
yeah,
uh you know like at the rad, or no, I'm sorry, not at the rad, at Austin Rattler, I wrote them an email about how awesome it was to allow our kids to race,
yeah.
and then they got to race at the Unbound as well, and that it was there was a little crowd, dude. There was like, I don't know,
That was
maybe
cool.
20 kids in her race, and there was multiple races. It was so cool, just building that want, desire, need, to have athletic, healthy children. I just felt they did a good job. They're doing a great job. I'm
Yeah.
sure people have some shortcomings that they want to talk about. Personally, I didn't encounter any of them. I know that I think 3 bikes got stolen, something like that. But that's the negative side of society, right? It was still overall, everything was amazing. So,
Yeah, I mean, you gotta lock
um,
your bikes up. All right, your race, the 200 race. So you started on Saturday?
yes, Saturday at 6:30 a.m. It was
Yeah.
go time, I believe. Um, oh, but back to sorry, I don't
Are
before I
you
get
good?
I went south, and I was like, Bobby, and dude, he gave me a hug like he's known me for years. And I was like, dude, we came out to race your race. We couldn't make it. We'll be back next year. He's like, dude, we can't wait to have you back. He was just like a totally cool, awesome dude. And that's part of like what we got going on in Go Gravel right now. It's just, it's awesome. Anyways, back to the race. So yeah,
Well,
the
but the
race
phone cut
start.
out. The phone cut out a little bit, but I know what you were saying. You said Bobby from Mid South. He remembered you?
No, no, but no,
Oh,
he's one of those guys that acts like he's known you
oh,
forever. Like one of those old
right,
show.
right. Super,
He's like,
super
"What's
cool,
up?"
dude.
He just gave me a big old hug, and he's
Yeah,
just a cool guy. Brand. Anyways, but
yeah.
back to the race. So we start off at 6:30. I'm telling myself, don't go out too hot. I'm gonna line up in the same 14-hour category that I did
Okay,
last time because I felt like those were good groups for me. Right? That
yeah.
was the plan. That was the plan. Dan Summers, our friend, was lined up in the 10-hour category.
Oh my God.
And I go,
No,
where are
that's
you
not
at?
good.
He's like, I'm over here in the middle of the tens. I go, all right, that's where we started.
Yeah.
We started in the tens. I don't know how you'd have to ask Dan about his day, but I hung in there with them for probably till mile 70.
Oh wow, that's
We're
cool. So you got to ride with them? That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't get past too much. So I rode with the tens. I think our average was like 18 to 19 coming into the 70, but that's the beauty of this race, right? The beginning of this race, everybody's got high energy. The hills aren't super pitchy yet,
Yeah,
and I think that rain helped the course out a little bit in some areas, and then you know made it worse in other areas. But the areas that rain improved the course, it kind of knocked down some of the real rough gravel.
yeah,
It made it way smooth in my opinion. So we were just hitting those rollers and keeping our speed up. Everybody's working as a group. And you had your pick of the litter. I mean, there was groups on both sides of the road, like through the Jeep sections.
hmm
There's two Jeep tracks, and there was groups on both sides working. It
yeah,
was just it was a cool vibe, good feeling. Everybody was super upbeat, supportive of each other. A couple flats here and there, typical.
yeah.
Move the first mud section coming out of mile 40. What is that? I forgot the name of the town. Anyways, you make that
Little
sharp
Egypt or
left hand.
something?
No, no, it's the first mud section.
Oh, okay.
At mile 40, you make a left hand turn in town there, and you head out into those B roads. And coming down, I'm in this group, and we're looking forward. I'm like, we saw this guy go down. I'm like, how did he fall in the straights? And I come down that hill, and I'm going straight, dude. And thank God I was at the back of the group. I slip, my front tire just shoots out, and I just hit the ground, and I slide on the mud. And that's how slippery it was. I had no injury, didn't hurt at all. Just
Yeah,
surprising. Jump up, right off, and my music cuts out. I'm like, oh, what was that? So I go back. It was my phone had fallen off, and he had it. He's like, here's your phone, dude. Then I helped him straighten his bars. Got
yeah.
back on, rolled in. My wife and kids were waiting for me at mile 70 in Alma. They set up right there, and it's awesome for anybody who hasn't done it. It is amazing to see your family at mile 70 and mile 148.
Did you?
But so
Did
they
you?
they
Was that the first
go ahead.
checkpoint? Mile 70. Was that the first checkpoint, or?
Well, we had
Did,
the water stop at 40, but I
oh,
didn't
okay,
stop.
okay.
I didn't stop at the 40. I just rolled on through.
Gotcha.
Because I was carrying 3 liters of water. I guess yeah, my bike was my Lauf. I ran the 2-inch Conti Race Kings Pure Grip. They're the slower tires, but they're pretty durable. I had 5 flats the year prior, so that was good. I wanted durable tires.
Yeah,
Um, and then I ran a full frame bag with a 3 liter bladder in it, and I ran Simple Cycling Nutrition. At 100 grams an hour of carbs and 1,000 milligrams of salt, sodium. Anyway, so
nice.
get crewed by my wife and kids. Was feeling great. Was feeling awesome, But when you come out of Alma, that's when all the pitchy climbs start, and those pitchy climbs last about I don't know, 20 to 40 miles, maybe
Yeah,
40, and they're pretty pitchy. I got off. I walked 6 times, and I do it. I walk before I have to walk. Right, I'm doing it to save my legs because I
I
know there's
always
a
do.
lot of yeah, and
Yeah.
it makes you fat. You end up passing people on future hills because they
hmm
they burned on their matches on the super pitchy climb. And it's just a strategy that I use and I like. And I learned it from single speeders.
Yeah.
Single speeders do it. So I kind of copied them. You're stretching those different muscles. Anyway, so get up, get through there. And I started hitting a dark spot. I was just like, oh man, I was starting to go into the pain cave a little bit, carving out the cave. And, and then, let's see.
What mile are you at? Like
Walk
100 or so, or
Yeah,
you're,
somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere in
yeah,
the hundred. And I'm realizing, oh, I forgot to grab my extra water bottle for this stretch.
yeah,
So I have three liters. So I'm like, okay, now I got to stop for water again. And at this time, it's completely broken up. We're
yeah.
we're like three people, five people, kind of, in and out with each other. And then I get into mile. I forget what that stop is, but it's just a mutual water stop.
Okay.
And so I got a Gatorade, poured it into my bag, filled it up with water.
You still
Hop
drink
back up.
Gatorade? Remember, I was telling you, and I thought you agreed with me that it kind of messes my stomach up. I stopped drinking
So,
Gatorade in
oh,
races.
I was having a cramping issue in my leg,
Yeah,
so I was dry shooting I was just putting the Element T powder in my mouth and then drinking the water. And I had done that a couple times and it was subsiding. And I was like, I better add some more sodium into my regular drinking water. And I didn't have any more Element T. And
yeah,
it was probably, 30 or 40 miles until I got to the next crew checkpoint. So I was like, I need to keep the sodium coming in, besides in my nutrition. So I added the Gatorade, and then the guys there, he was like, "Who needs ibuprofen?" I was like, "Me." So I took some ibuprofen, and that actually helped a little bit. When I don't take ibuprofen, but it blunts that pain. Like, you know, the pain's there, but it's gone. Like you feel better. So
yeah,
I started feeling great. I started catching people. I started like nobody was passing me. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a good day.
yeah.
And then you come out of then I meet Annie at mile 148, and I came in there dry. You drank up all my water, and I was like, hey, I need my extra water bottle. I got that, and that had 1,000 extra sodium in it. She fuels me, my kids, and my wife. Man, it's just having a crew is like it's awesome. Like it's a boost of confidence. It's you're getting refreshed water. It was awesome. And
Yeah.
so I roll out of there, and then you roll right out of there into your last real pitchy climbs. And I hit those last few pitchy climbs, and I was struggling to keep my mileage at 16.16. I'm not kidding you, Justin. It hits like 15.9, and my wife texts me, "Hey," she texts me,
No way.
"Let's pick it up. You dropped me below 16. Pedal
Oh,
to the
that's
metal,
so
babe. I love
funny.
you." She's watching my Garmin live track,
Yeah,
and and I'm like, dude, she's watching this thing, and I had already been like mentally telling myself, time to pick it up, time to pick it up. Dude, you're in those pitchy climbs. You're like, where am I? Where can I pick it up? You just can't. Because you're trying to save your legs through all those climbs, and that's chunky. Some of the ascents are chunky. I don't care about the chunky descents, but the ascents that are chunky, it's hard to maintain speed going uphill while like lifting your tire up and working.
yeah,
It's like miniature mountain biking. Anyway, so get out of there, and then that last section, I don't know if it's 38, 40 miles. It was hero dirt, man. That rain made the dirt out there like asphalt slash concrete. It was fast. And that's where I started passing all the people that passed me earlier in the race. That's where I started like really just taking the souls, as we say. And I just rolled into town just cooking. I was feeling good. I was feeling great. There was a dark area somewhere in there, but I got out of it quick. I started basically just taking my nutrition every couple of minutes. I'd take a little splash of nutrition instead of taking big drinks, just to kind of trickle the carbs in. And it really did help me come into the finish line feeling strong.
yeah,
But I got caught by two dudes towards the end. I think mile five, 5 miles left. And when you're coming in town, you come under the tunnel and there's that big hill climb. Well, I was telling the guys before going to the tunnel, I go, man, boys, looks like a sprint finish is at hand. Joking, jokingly, right?
Hmm.
Dude, we go up that steep last climb. This dude just lays down the hammer to maintain speed all the way up the hill and increases his speed once he gets up the hill. I dropped the other dude behind me, but I could not catch the other dude in front of me. I mean, he gapped me hard, and then we just rolled in all together, and it turned out great. It turned out really, really good. So, no
I love
pump.
the sprints at the end. Those are my favorite.
Yes, you just come in, you're cooking, I don't know,
Yeah.
23, 25 miles an hour on
Oh yeah.
asphalt, just flying. Um, but my nutrition was on point. I think I could have took in 2 more liters of water because I was extremely thirsty after the race, and I
Yeah.
did run out of water a couple times there. I think might have been a total of 1 liter, but
Yeah.
I think I went, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12 liters, 13 liters of water is what I drank, and
Okay.
I took in probably 1,300, so 100 carbs an hour for 13 hours, so 1,300 carbs.
And you hit it perfectly. That's awesome.
I might have been a little over actually. I might have took in like 1,500 or 1,600, but it was
Yeah.
all marched
That's
out.
great.
It all marched out perfect, and yeah, it just worked out good. It was a good day. I had a good day. I was due for a good day.
Yeah.
Um, I was just due for a good day. I
Dude,
was
you
feeling
put a
it.
lot of training in, so I mean, you kind of deserve that. I think you finished, was it 199 or something? Is that, do you
Yeah,
remember?
199 out of like I don't
Thousands.
know. No, on my race, I think it was 800 and something.
Oh, was it? Because my wife counted,
Yeah.
like she looked it up. I don't know if you're counting the DNFs and stuff like that, but I think might have
Oh,
been closer to 1,000.
and he pulled it up. So
Okay.
I got 199 out of 892. I got 189 out of 785 males. And then in my age group, I got 23rd out of 125.
Dude, that is awesome. That is really good.
Yes. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, with your help, honestly, dude, the way you and I bounce information off of each other, I think it really helps with the vibe. I
Yeah.
think you and I, we both have a racing mindset, right? But we both enjoy the spirit of gravel. And I
Yeah.
think there's a way to keep the spirit of gravel alive from a sporting perspective. You know,
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
yeah, like you and I, what we're sharing here is the spirit of gravel from a sporting perspective, right? Like, we're still nice to people. I'm stopping, I'm asking people if they need help. Like, when people fall in front of me, like, I'm keeping that spirit alive. But at the same time, it's like you're trying to hammer down and beat these people, and it's fun. We're all out there to have fun. I feel like Unbound's doing that, dude. Unbound is doing that by, I don't know.
I
They're
do
crushing it, I think.
I do like that you can help people. So like remember like ETS, you give somebody a pump, they have to like be disqualified. I mean, on this one,
Yes.
I mean, it's like the spirit of gravel in my mind is if somebody needs a pump, let them use a pump or give somebody a patch or give somebody a gel.
Yep.
And you don't need to be disqualified for that. Come on.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like last year, like I've flatted so many times, I had a few plugs left, and I was like, I got 3 plugs left. I just said it out loud, and some dude
Yeah.
walks up and gives me 10. I didn't use any more plugs after that point, but
Yeah.
he gave me 10 plugs so I could finish. Finishing is that's what it's about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How you're placing. Once you start finishing these races, then your placing matters. I think personally, like finishing is the biggest like thing. Like Dan, like he pulled off a stunner of a performance. So did Jeremy. Those
Yeah.
dudes had to go to dark places. I mean, I can't even imagine just to finish this. And now their confidence is going to be higher. Their fitness is going to improve.
Exactly.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So, how was your race? How did how was your Unbound experience first, and then tell me about how your race was.
Yeah. So my unbound experience is I usually car camp. So I don't book hotels. I don't book houses. I just literally throw a little mattress in my SUV so that I can just like play it by ear. Either I sleep in someone's driveway or like just park it, sleep in anywhere in the park. They're pretty cool there. They don't. they don't give you a hard time about sleeping around that area. You can sleep at Walmart there with your car. You can also sleep at the fairgrounds. I did the fairgrounds last year. Um, so so yeah, the I was pretty prepared for this race. I did about 100 carbs an hour. I did the Unbound XL this year.
Yeah,
And it's
350.
350-mile gravel race. Yeah. And then I don't know, it started off, oh, it started off fast because the pros were making everyone excited because like last year it did not start off fast. It just ramped up slowly. But this year, instantly people were like off the front sprinting because they wanted to be next to the pros, I guess. And
Well, let's back up real quick. What
yeah.
was your
Oh, go
goal
ahead.
for this Unbound XL?
I wanted to be top 20.
You wanted to be top. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So it started off fast.
Yeah, so it started off super fast. I was able to stay with them for I think it was 15 miles. I was up there with the pros and with the amateurs that want to be pros for 15 miles. And then I settled into the chase group and then they dropped me and I settled into the third group, which was like perfect speed. And guess who was in there, dude? James was in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
James
so
was
yeah, he was in our third chase group. So we rode all together for until mile 40. And then at 40, of course, nobody stops except me. So I go and
right.
stop and get water. It was part of my plan to get water at 40. Um,
Yeah.
so I stop, I drink about 60 ounces of water. The dude at the gas station was looking at me, he's like, hey, slow down there. And I was like, no, man, it's part of the plan. I've done this before. It's how I work. So yeah, so I chug 60 and then I fill up my bike with like around 3 liters or so. And
Was
I
that
see,
was that what's the name of that town?
oh man, I don't know.
You don't know. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't
anyways,
know.
go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, the first, I don't even know, like 70-ish miles, give or take 20, are pretty rough. Like there's single track, there's Jeep
Yes.
roads. I crashed. There was a Jeep coming up the Jeep road, and I was going like 20 miles an hour down in descent. So I was just trying to get over, and I picked a bad line, and I think I hit a rut. There was like ruts everywhere from the tires, the Jeep tires.
Yes.
And dude, over the bars at 20, and this like slammed in the ground, like knocked the wind out of me. Um, it took me like 10
Yeah.
minutes. I was fine though. It took me 10 minutes to recover. And then I was standing there and I was like, I don't want to waste any more time. So I'm gonna slow pedal. So I slow pedaled for another 20. And then after that, I was pretty much recovered. But I feel
Nice.
like I lost time there and then I always go pretty slow. Like I always come out strong and then slow down. It's just something I do. I've accepted it, but it's fine because so I was in 50 or 60th place. No, I think it was 60th place. My wife was texting me. And um at night right at sunset, I was around 60th place. And dude, as
Yeah.
soon as the sun went down, I just went all crazy and started passing people. I don't At the end, I passed at least 30 people, maybe more, at night.
What do you think your ability to ride at night? What do you attribute that to? Is that just practice? Is it just you rode at night a lot? What's helping you with that?
So I think it's a few things. The lights 100% help me. So I'm using two Phoenix lights and they're
Okay.
like overkill I had 4 extra batteries and I ran them on high. And then sometimes I was running one on high. They have like 3 settings. So I do like one on high and then one on like number 2 setting, like medium or so.
Okay.
And I was kind of doing the math because I wanted to make sure I used all my batteries because like I'm carrying a lot of weight. But the idea here is the more I can see, the faster I can go. So I can be doing 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour down a descent at
Right.
night because I can actually see. Like you'll do it in the day and it's not a problem, but at night you'll slow down unless you want to risk, crashing.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, the shadows casted and stuff like that. When you have
yeah.
highlights, the shadows are less.
Yeah. And then it's
Okay.
that plus nutrition and hydration. And usually, people start falling off like after like say 100 miles. If people are doing their nutrition wrong, that's when they start slowing down. And if you just you focus on your hydration nutrition, that's around mile 100 is when I'm starting to catch people. But
Gotcha.
so yeah, so I went through the night. It was good, and morning came. I found these two guys that I was riding with. Um, I wasn't pulling enough, and I was like feeling extremely guilty about it because like they were faster than me, dude. They were faster than me, and like it took everything in me to hold on to their wheel, like, and then like the guy would give me the elbow, and like I would go up in front and do as much as I could, but then in my mind I'm like, if I go any harder, I'm gonna get dropped, and I did not
Yeah,
get dropped for like hundreds of miles. Like I rode with them for probably 100 or more miles, and we were picking people off just one by one by one, and like it's really hard once you're at the more front of the race, like we were in the like mid 20s, like 25-ish. It's like
yeah,
there's not a lot of people left to like catch. So like my
right.
wife, yeah, so like I got a text in like, hey, there's three people, and I'm like, in front of you. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna catch them because I'm with these two guys and they are just absolutely like killing it. um
Yeah,
yeah. Hey, different subject though. Did you the guy from Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure his name is Jesse. Did you know he got 15th? I thought he was behind me. But
you got 15th.
dude, he got 15th, yeah. Yeah,
Whoa,
because I remember
that's
seeing him in the
amazing.
beginning and then I didn't see him again, so I was like, I must have passed him and not seen him. But I talked to him after the race and yeah, dude, he
Wow.
killed it.
That's legit, dude. Well, he's done a lot of hard races, he said, like Iditarod and all that.
Yeah.
He's a legit rider, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but anyway, so I was riding with those two guys, and then so my story is probably about mile 300 and 300 or so. And then
Yeah.
around mile 300, I ran out of water, and I'm super sensitive to
Ugh.
like hydration and nutrition. So like if I run out of water, like my power drops a lot, and like so I couldn't hang on with them. I had hung on with them for like 100 or more miles, and then as soon as I ran out of water, I was like, I just there was nothing left. I couldn't do it, so I lost them, and it was the worst time, dude, because there was a headwind at the end. You guys had a headwind,
Oh,
right?
yes, we had lots of headwind, dude.
So there was a group of three behind me, and they were working together, and I really wanted to get top 20. And I had a rough idea of where I was in the. I knew that if no one passed me, I would get top 20. And if three people passed me, I wouldn't make my goal. And I was out of water, and I had 50 miles to go with like 85 degrees in sun.
Yeah,
So
that's
dude,
horrible.
that was pain cave, and that was like mental like gymnastics, and just got through it, just pushed right through it. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, I was just done in my car, just taking a nap. I just like, dude, I just like fast forwarded. It was just weird, but I mean, it was so much fun, and it was fun. What made it even better though was like having the friends there, like be able to share the experience
Yes,
with
that
you
is.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, shared experience definitely. I can speak to that. Like I even said on Jeremy Strava, I was like, dude, it made me happier to hug you at the end of your race than it even felt for me to finish my race. I just felt so happy for him having accomplished such a, I don't know, daunting
yeah,
task. I mean, that's crazy. 350 miles. I mean, that's wild. And for him to do that with having not done 200 before was amazing. He basically went
dude,
from a guy
it's
who
so
ride
crazy.
guy who just did an ultra. Like it's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So
Well,
I think 350 is I mean that's ultra distance I would for surely say.
yeah.
So
We I
well
want
you
to do a
didn't
three-way
talk
call with him whenever he can. I think it would be a pretty cool
yeah,
record there.
you didn't talk about meeting your hero at the gas station and how nice she was to you.
Oh, wait, that's your hero, Leo Wilcox?
Yeah, was she
Dude,
nice
who
to
did I
me?
bet the dollar to? Like, well,
I
I
don't
mean, I
I
swear
don't
I bet a
know.
dollar to somebody, and nobody will. It was either you, James, or Jeremy, because I said I was gonna beat her, and then, anyways,
You did in a text chain you did say you were gonna beat her.
but
I
maybe I
said,
just
dude,
didn't. Yeah.
I go, dude, she's gonna beat you, and her bike will be heavier than yours too. But I saw her set up. It looked super light, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't
She was
know.
super nice. It was one of those things where like she looked familiar, and I was like, I must have raced with her before, and I was like, I don't think so. And then I remembered her from her videos. She has a bunch of YouTube videos. I think she actually has an Unbound XL video from a few years ago.
She does. She
Yeah,
does. Where she puts French fries in like her pouch bag, and she just dumps the fries in the bag. And like that's awesome.
yeah.
So
Anyways, well, that's it for my race.
that's
It was a good race.
cool. Yeah, I mean, are you doing it again next year?
Of course.
What is your plan if you're to like make a goal from now, from your performance, what's your plan or goal for next year?
Top 50. Oh, I don't actually don't think I said what I got. I got 19th place.
So you
Super
got,
happy with
oh,
it.
you got 19th. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, goal for
Uh,
next year would be like top 15. Just keep moving forward, keep improving.
I think you can make a bigger leap than that personally, but
Top 10.
no, I think if the nutrition got dialed in, dude, and you trained a little harder,
Yeah.
I really think you could do some.
There's
I mean,
strategy too. Like drafting
yes,
strategies and not so like it
yes,
so like what I my weak points, so if I improve my weak points, which were the beginning, well, okay, the beginning and the end were my weak points. So if I can improve those, it definitely would be helpful.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, water strategy is big, right? Like you, because you're trying to plan it out in your mind. Okay, I'm gonna hit this here. I'm gonna hit this here. I need to carry this much. I don't want to carry too much weight. So you're also thinking about being light and fast, but also
Yeah.
safe with the water,
Yeah, and
And
it depends on temperature. Like you can go, I can do 70, 80 miles at night, absolutely no problem. But it's cold. And then as soon as it gets hot, like I can go 20 miles an hour with the same water that I was going to do 80. So you have to like
exactly,
factor. It's so crazy.
it's absurd. Like I did the first 70 miles, I think, on 3 liters, maybe a little less, maybe 2.5 liters.
Yeah.
And then like the last two stops, which are like 40 to 50 miles, I'm doing 4 liters,
Yeah.
like so double the water, more than double the water, and the same amount of distance, roughly. So, but I mean, it was fun. I did. We got lucky with that rain. We really did. Like I think that, in my opinion, I think that the course was harder to ride this year, but it made it better in some regards too, because certain sections were just faster.
Yeah. It's weird because the mud, I was gonna text you when I was riding it and I was gonna tell you it would have been confusing. It was because it was Texas mud. It was actually not like peanut butter mud. Wait, no, I'm saying that wrong. It was like ETS mud. Like it was like almost like it didn't stick to your tires. It
Right,
compared to other previous Unbound years where
right.
you
We're
like push through it and then just completely get clogged up.
clogged up.
So I
Yeah.
don't understand why it did that. It might have been like the drying time or something. I don't know, but
Yes, I think it dried out a little bit more for sure. I
yeah,
think it absolutely dried out more. It just made for, especially at the end of the day, after all that wind and heat had been on it, it was fast, dude. I was like, and
yeah,
I was telling my wife this. It is insane. So many hundreds of tires rolling in the same spot, how it makes its own little trail so quickly in that gravel. You can look
yeah,
down the gravel road, you can see the tire tracks, and you can see the tire, like the car tire tracks, and then you can see the bike tire tracks.
yeah,
I mean, you can see where they merge together, and then separate, and then where obviously two pelotons probably rolled through and burned a line, then everybody else rode those lines. It was really cool. I really, I don't know. The whole experience is a great experience. I just, uh, and I say that to say that that made no sense what I just said. I say that because I think Long Voyage is coming right behind him. I think Long
yeah.
Voyage is coming right behind him, dude.
Dude,
And they're bringing the game.
I am really excited about Long Voyage because do you remember his name, the promoter of Long Voyage? Um,
Sophie and is it Jason?
oh, that does sound familiar. Yeah, he's so cool, dude. He saw me, he remembered me, he gave me a high five at the end. I don't know. It just and then after like doing pretty good at this 350, like
Yes.
the Long Voyage to me, dude, I could probably get a top 10 unless a freaking 10 pros show up. But I might be able to unless it completely changed. I don't know.
I think the Long Voyage is a totally. It's more of a standard gravel race versus Unbound,
Yeah.
in my opinion. In my opinion. The roads are more nice. This sounds horrible. The
Well,
roads are nicer gravel there.
we got lucky though. I think there could be mud years at Long Voyage. I don't really know. I just remember. the it was super dry when we went. I was like, man, I'm really glad it didn't rain right before. But
Right.
yeah,
And next year's the South Course, so you're gonna get a full fresh 350.
yeah. And then he said,
I mean,
oh, there's gonna be a drop bags for long voyage.
oh, that's gonna, dude, that will make it even faster, dude.
I
You can
love that.
carry half.
Yeah,
Yes,
more
that,
planning,
but
more strategy. Yeah,
it might improve people's speed that aren't as experienced, so to speak. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like a newer guy can now, he has to do
Oh,
less planning. There's less room for error. Get what I'm saying? By
yeah,
having a drop bag, in my opinion, but um, it's still great. It's gonna improve the speed of the race.
yeah.
I think next year there's gonna be way more pros. Personally, I
I
think that
know.
distance is gonna start to, it's gonna get popular.
Yeah, I gotta get faster, otherwise I'm gonna be going backwards. Because like I got top 40 last year at XL, and then this year like top 20. But then like now pros are coming to it, you know. So if there was no pros, maybe I would have gotten like 15th place this year.
Yeah, but what was your average last year versus this year? Average
Um,
speed.
yeah, I actually don't even know. I know I
That's
was in the
something you.
15 point something this year.
I don't think you were that fast last year.
No, of course not, because it was like 3 hours more. It
Let
was
me.
last year was was it 27 hours, I think, and then this year was 24.
Yeah, 'cause you came in way earlier this year because
Yeah,
I couldn't even. I was try to finish around the same time that you did, but there was no way.
yeah,
There was absolutely no way. I'm trying to look it up, but I don't have cell service, unfortunately.
all good. I just got home though, so I'll probably
All right, brother.
cut the recording here, but let's do, if we can, let's try and get Jeremy's, and we'll edit this in after.
Cool.
Cool.
Right on, dude.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Later, bro.
Bye.